Welcome back to my little channel. Now in my last video I talked about the Rohingya in Myanmar, and at the beginning of the video I mentioned Aung San Suu Kyi and said I would make a remark at the end, or I would come back to the topic at the end of the video. I decided not to. I decided Aung San Suu Kyi deserved her own video. Well, I don't think she personally would mind either way, but for the story I think it's better if I gave you more of the story. To begin with, who is Aung San Suu Kyi? She is basically a politician. She is a politician in Myanmar, or Burma if you want to, and she fought politically against the Burma junta, the military government of Myanmar, Burma. And she did so very successfully without using violence, or at least as far as I know, without using violence. And she was so successful that the military dictatorship or junta decided to give her house arrest to prevent her from being more active. She basically followed the house arrest. She abided by whatever restrictions they gave her, and she tried to do as good a job as she could. In the meantime, she married with one of, well, the historians the world has seen, Michael Aris, and she gave birth to 2 children. Unfortunately, she wasn't there when he died. She wasn't there because she was under house arrest and she couldn't go to him. The Burmese junta basically said, oh yeah, you can go to him, but if you go to him, you're never coming back, because we're not let you into the country again. So she had to stay in Myanmar, Burma, because she wanted to help her country. In this, she then had to basically face losing her husband without being there. This is one of the reasons why left politicians and left-wing people around the world applauded her. It's one of the reasons why she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. It's one of the things that made her stand out in our left-west society as a hero. And here the story changes. The Myanmar government basically changed the rules. So Aung San Suu Kyi could join in the elections, but because she was married to a foreigner, she could never become a president. They won the election. She became an important person, and somehow the Western world is looking to her because of the problems with the Rohingya. And they are not hearing what they want to hear. Aung San Suu Kyi isn't condemning the way the Myanmar government is handling the Rohingya situation. Therefore now the Western world, who not too long ago decided she was worthy a Nobel Prize, and she was worthy, well, basically being followed, now decided she was a bad person. There are now people shouting that they need to take away the Nobel Prize that she was given, because she's not worthy a Nobel Peace Prize if so many people in her country suffer. Let alone the fact that a lot of people who say that don't really know what's going on in Myanmar. But loose from the fact that they don't know what's going on in Myanmar, no one ever said that about President Barack Obama, who was given the Nobel Peace Prize as well, but during his presidency was at war every single day of his reign. Aung San Suu Kyi is not at war. She has a domestic situation. There is a group of people who are fighting the Burmese or Myanmar government and therefore are being expelled. Now, a lot of people will try to make it sound like, yeah, but in Burma or in Myanmar, I keep interchanging those two, they don't like Muslims. Yeah, but that's not true either. Yes, the Rohingya are Muslims, and yes, people want to kick them out. But there are other Muslims in Myanmar as well. The Rohingya are not the only one. They are the only one that create problems, though. Something to do with the fact that they took up arms time and again to fight the government. Now, when people are telling Aung San Suu Kyi that she has to speak out against the action the government is taking against the Rohingya, she basically keeps telling people, guys, you don't know what's going on. It's more nuanced than a black and white picture which is being painted by the UN Human Rights Watch or Human Rights Council. If we look at the members of the UN Rights Council, we see that most of them are major Muslim countries. So it might be that they're somewhat biased. But Aung San Suu Kyi is correct in saying it's more nuanced, because we do know that the Rohingyas have been trying to basically secede the part of Myanmar they live in and join, back in the days, East Pakistan, or nowadays Bangladesh. So the Myanmar government is basically saying, if you want to join Bangladesh, go join Bangladesh. But that means that you have to go across the border, because the border isn't moving. This is why they are being expelled. Aung San Suu Kyi is time and again saying, people, there is more to this situation than what your media is telling you. I'm not happy with the way things are going. I prefer a non-violent solution. But it isn't the Myanmar police, the Myanmar junta, or the Buddhists that started the violence. And now people want her to give away her Nobel Peace Prize. Why is it that the left, who at one point was so full of power and joy when they were talking about Aung San Suu Kyi, are now so ready to condemn her? Is it that she is their hero as long as they think she does what they want, but as soon as she's not pushing the storyline they agree with, she suddenly becomes the enemy? Because that's what it seems like. And there is something incredibly scary in that, because Aung San Suu Kyi sacrificed so much to help the people in Myanmar. And the Rohingya were people in Myanmar. But the Rohingya started killing other people in Myanmar. She never stopped caring for the Rohingya. The Rohingya didn't care about Myanmar. And she's basically saying, there is more to this, people. Please, there is more to it. Don't jump to conclusions. And the left is condemning her over this. They are being played by Islamic, scholars if you want, who will tell the left what to think instead of thinking for themselves. We need to support Aung San Suu Kyi, not because she's anti-Muslim, because she's not. There are Muslim minority groups in Burma, in Myanmar, that still live there peacefully. We need to support her because we need to support free thinkers. And she is a free thinker. She isn't a nationalist. She isn't stuck to her own ideas when it comes to her own religions. She wants people to live in freedom and in solidarity within Burma. But she recognizes that wanting something and something happening are two complete different things. When you hear someone talking about, we should get Aung San Suu Kyi to give up her Nobel Peace Prize, tell those people to shut up and think for themselves instead of listening and believing what they are being told. Now, you can disagree with everything I said, but you cannot retroactively say to the world, we now disagree with her because she no longer pushes our narrative. Anyway, this is my short video on Aung San Suu Kyi and the Myanmar situation. Let me know what you think about it. Criticism, as always, is more than welcome. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, and I hope to see you all next time.